Hello, everyone. Good morning. You're welcome back. Today we have another Mastercard awardee who is currently studying at Pau, France. She is one of the 2025 awardee. And another interesting fact about this particular video this morning is that the opportunity got opened recently. So she'll be navigating the application pages with us as interested applicants. So let's know our guest before we go on. You already know me. I'm Kudrat, and you're welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for supporting the channel so far. So let us know, Victoria. Introduction.
Hello everybody. I hope you are doing well. My name is Victoria Devi. I'm a Mastercard Foundation Scholars holder at Sciences Po, and I'm doing my master's in international governance and diplomacy. And you said we have to say our state of origin, right? I am
Yes,
from
please.
I'm originally from Oyo State, Nigeria. And then I did my bachelor's also as a Mastercard Foundation scholar at Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in Ghana. I majored in political science, minored in Chinese language, and specialized in international relations. And right now, I'm pursuing my master's with SIOSPO in international governance and diplomacy. So I think that's the basic things about me.
Okay, thank you for showing up. Before we go to the application portal, what are the interesting facts you want people to know about Mastercard Scholars program? For people who are the first time applicants or who are just getting interested in the opportunity, what are the things you think they should know or they should put in mind when applying for this opportunity?
Very interesting question because I've realized that so many people want to apply to like Mastercard programs, and sometimes people will reach out to you, but they don't even know probably what the program does and what the program is about because scholarship programs differ per program. I mean, there are some scholarships that are just basically on merit, and there are some other scholarships that are on financial financial needs, right? And just a very and I think just to put that out there, that's one of the basic things for anybody that wants to be applying for programs, or whether it's applying for school, applying for scholarship, applying for jobs and anything. One of your basic assignments should be um checking out the program, right? Checking out their websites, what they do, what they look for in an applicant and everything. But yeah, I'll be giving a rundown on that today. The Mastercard Foundation program is actually a prestigious scholarship that is awarded to talented individuals in some of the top tier universities in the world. I mean, across Europe, North America, and Africa, and they have so many partnering universities. Lots of partnering universities from like Oxford, from Sciences Po, from Cambridge, McGill, British Columbia, University of British Columbia, KNUST, that's Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, which is actually the best university in West Africa. And I think recently they have a partnership with a university in Nigeria as well. So for people who would like to pursue their undergraduate programs in Nigeria with the Mastercard scholarships, before we do not have like that opportunities, but right now we have. I think it's with this university. Is it Pan Atlantic University? A private university like that in
Yes, yes.
Yes, so that's another opportunity. And one thing that's like a characteristic for Mastercard, they only partner with like top tier universities. So if you're and that's why that's one of the things that is like that makes the scholarship prestigious. It sponsors students to study in one of the best universities in the world and in their field where they can make out the best for themselves. And in France, Mastercard is the Sciences Po is the first and currently is the only partner to the Mastercard Foundation Scholar, both in France and in the European Union. And yeah, they have a network of 16 partnering universities. There are a lot. You can just check them out from your website, because you might end up not applying for just Sciencespo alone, or you might not have your desired program to apply to Sciencespo. So, I mean, if you're looking for programs in tech and engineering and all of that, Sciencespo is not for you, because Sciencespo is actually a social science and research university. Is the third best university in the world in the field of politics, social sciences, and research. I mean, we have people like Macron, president of France, and ambassadors or global leaders all around who are alumnus of the university. So, and Mastercard just doesn't just is a scholarship that does not just fund like probably just fund like academics or something. It's a very holistic scholarship, very comprehensive support programs, covers your academic life, social life, integration as a student, career development and mentoring, even after graduating. There's a strong network of scholars support system that that supports you as a person, as an individual, even after your studies with your program. I mean, I still get support from like the Mastercard team at my undergraduate program at KNUST, just checking up, how is your career going, what are you doing now, do you get, and just giving mentorship and support and guidance to students in general. And there are three main criteria for score for pro- there are three main criteria that they look at for when they are selecting people, which is academic excellence. I mean, you must show that you are academically sound, and that's why they're also. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why they also partner with the best and best universities, because, I mean, some of these universities, if you're not, I mean, you have to get admission to the university first, right? Before, because even if Mastercard is willing to give you the scholarship, if you don't have admission to the university, so what's what's the scholarship doing? And for you to get admitted to these universities, definitely you have to be academically sound. You can't use any LCWA or CGPA or transcripts to enter schools like Oxford or Sciencespo itself. So yeah, there are benchmarks to entry. So you have to be academically sound, considering that, I mean, these are top universities all around the world. And then the applicants also have to show that they are facing like significant barriers to education, probably financially. It could be financial barriers, it could be systemic barriers, and that is why, especially with the area of systemic barriers, that is why you see that in most Mastercard Foundation Scholarship programs, they would mention that they highly encourage women and people with disability to apply, because, I mean, let's face it, especially and Mastercard is focused on the African continent, and when you come to the African continent, it is not a news that women and women face systemic barriers to education, and also people with disability face a lot of systemic barriers in Nigeria, in Africa in general, to education. And also and also yes, internally displaced people, refugees, and all of that, they are always like having strong emphasis on these people, because they want to see that people are facing, like, people that they're supporting are people that really need the scholarship. It could be economic challenges, social political barriers, gender-based barriers, I mean, geographic isolation, anything. Just be able to demonstrate that you're facing some sort of barriers to education. And then you have to have strong commitment to social impact in your community. I mean, if there is anything that, if you've been a Mastercard scholar before, or if there's anything that is going to become very, very common to you when you become a Mastercard scholar, is giving back to your community. I mean, you're going to sing this to you. You are going to. It's going to become a natural aspect of your life. You're going to live giving back to your community. I mean, there are things like ethical leadership, transformative leadership, and all of these things that you're going to that the program itself is going to expand you on. So Mastercard is not just that kind of scholarship that, oh, you'll be in the school, they'll pay your tuition and everything, and that's all. I mean, you have integrated programs that you also have to do with them, also have to kind of like expand you holistically as a person. And you have to, so before you get in, they have to know that they are investing in you, so that their investment in you can also impact other people. So they want to see that you already have these characteristics in you as a person. They want to see that you're already giving back. They want to see that you're already committed to like impact and social change in your community. It can be through community engagement, public services, volunteering, entrepreneurship, or just contributions to things like common good. It could be anything, just anything that can show that you are worth the investment, and that you would actually multiply your investment after investing in you. So yeah, those are the those are kind of like summary on my side on what the Mastercard
Yeah.
Foundation Scholarship is about, and the kind of things that they look for in applicants. And if you look at Mastercard, because if you're applying for any Mastercard Foundation scholarships to any university, even after like feeling like the university application essays, you also have to feel like Mastercard Foundation essays. And these three key things that I've mentioned that is very key in what they're looking for. You see these things constant in all of the Mastercard Foundation essays. You have to answer to these key questions, these three questions. The way they are going to word the questions might be different, but just know whether you're applying to Mastercard Foundation Scholars Program at Cionspo, or at KNUST, or at Ashesi, or at UBC, or at Cambridge, or at Oxford, any of these universities, you have to answer to these questions. You have to show, like you have to demonstrate that you have these three key qualities in your essays to the application. So yeah, it's constant. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Victoria, for that detailed explanation. I think I've explained so many of these facts in the 15 facts about Mastercard Scholarship I compiled a few weeks ago. They have a good alumni network. The mentorship is top notch. Everything I've discussed. Thank you so much for emphasizing on those interesting facts. So let's go to the application website now. This is to help people who will be applying. So this is the official page. I'm sure everyone watching can see the screen shared. So this is
Mhm.
the official page. So how do they navigate? Just help us.
So for the scholarship program at Cionspo, you have to apply. You have to apply. You have to log into Cionspo application portal and apply to Cionspo. And then while applying to Cionspo, there is a part where you talk about financial, like
Yeah.
finances, and how you tend to sponsor your application. Then over there you choose that you would be applying for a scholarship, and then there are quite a number of scholarships you can apply to Cionspo. You can apply to Emily Bootsme, you can apply to Eiffel Scholarship and then Cionspo, and then Mastercard Foundation Scholarship Program. So you would, I mean, go on your Sciencepo application portal to the school itself, and then you now select that you're applying to Mastercard, and then you fill in all the Mastercard, like you answer all their questions, you upload all the relevant details that they're asking you for, and when you do that, you would your application fee will be waived, and then you submit it. So it's a one, it's it's a how do you say this? It's everything is done on one portal, because I know that some Mastercard Foundation scholarships you have to apply to Mastercard first, and then when you have to apply to Mastercard, they'll do like a preliminary selection, and then when they select you, and then they'll waive your like maybe application fee, and then you now proceed and apply to the university, and sort like that, but it's not like that for Mastercard at Sionspo. So when you are applying for Mastercard at Sionspo, you have to make sure that you are already prepared to be applying to the university itself, and you have to look at the university or the program you want to apply for the university, the basic requirements for the university, especially for the program that you're applying. You have to check if your grades can get you into senior sport at first. I mean, and your program in general, then you apply for Mastercard Foundation Scholarship program in the process. One thing I want to highlight though is that if you are considering on applying to Sion's Pro solely through the Mastercard Foundation Scholarship program, it will be very important for you to check the list of schools that you can that's the list of schools that they sponsor students from. But if you plan to apply to Sion Sport through the other programs that I've mentioned, which is Emily Butmi and IFL scholarship, then this might not matter. You can graduate from any school and still apply. Um, you can graduate from any school and still apply. I mean, but I don't know so much about the other scholarships because I'm a Mastercard Foundation scholar. So they do have, let's see, they do have a list of programs that they sponsor and the list of school that you have to graduate from to be eligible to apply for Mastercard. So the first thing I think you should do is to check the eligibility and um and the deadline. Of course, the scholarship is now open. The program is now open, and the deadline for the scholarship program also deals with like the deadline for the admission to Sionspo itself. And the deadline is 4th of January 2026, and Sales will also have their own deadlines as well. They have a deadline in October, that's for the early admissions, and then they have another deadline in December, I think so, in December for like um they have another deadline in October, in December, and then they have another deadline in March. They have like 4 application cycles, but then if you really want to apply to Mastercard, you have to do so before the January 4th deadline. If you apply during the third application cycle, then you will not be eligible for Mastercard. It literally means that you're planning to self-sponsor your application. And then from the website here, you have to be African, and you cannot hold a second citizenship from another country that is not African. And then you have to be currently enrolled in a bachelor's program at one of Sionspo institution of reference, that's or have completed or are currently enrolled in a training foundation or mentorship program offered by a bridging program organization partnering with the Mastercard. So they are the list of institutions. So you have to either be like a final year student in your program, because obviously you can't be a second year student. You have not meet up with the academic academic qualifications to go and start your master's program. So probably you are in your final year program in one of these universities, institution of reference, or you are in your you are already graduated from these universities. And I will just can you see my new screen now?
I can see eligibility criteria for the Mastercard scholars.
Okay, so you cannot see my
Can we
screen.
check the list of programs available at our Science Pro? Can we check from here?
Yes, but I want to show the list of universities. I'm
Okay,
coming.
good, good. Thank you.
Let me see, share this tab instead. Okay, can you see this now?
Yes, you can zoom in a little bit.
Okay. Mm, okay, so
Good.
Here are some of the universities that you have to be an alumni of or a current student of who is in their final year to be able to apply to Sciences Po. So, these are some universities in Algeria, in Benin, Burkina Faso, Burundi, Cameroon, Chad, Cote d'Ivoire, Egypt, Ethiopia, Ghana, and Kenya. Let's go to Nigeria because I know probably most of your audiences are from Nigeria. So these are some of the universities that. So if you are planning to apply from Nigeria and you did your
Interest.
undergraduate program in Nigeria, you have to be a graduate, an alumni, or a final year student in these selected universities from Nigeria before you can apply to Mastercard Foundation Scholars Program at Sciences Po. Don't mix it up. You can apply to Sciences Po on your own if you want to, or you can apply to Sciences Po and also apply for the other two scholarships program I told you about to Sciences Po. But if you plan and your main goal is the Mastercard Foundation Scholars Program alone, then you definitely have to be from these universities, from this list of universities. One of them is the Lagos Business School, Osho State University, University of Benin, University of Covenant, University of Ibadan, University of Lagos, University of Nigeria Nsukka, University of Port Harcourt, University of Jos, Nile University, Pan-Atlantic Universities, and Obafemi Awolowo Universities. This university. I'm very surprised that University of Ilorin is not there. I don't know why University of Ilorin is
So
not
anyone from University of Ilorin cannot apply for this Mastercard.
cannot apply to Sciences Po through Mastercard. You can go ahead and apply to Sciences Po through other partnering scholarship, but not through Mastercard.
So I cannot apply I cannot win the Mastercard Foundation Scholar
Are you a
Program.
graduate of University of Ilorin?
No, I'm from Futa and my university is not there, so I'm concerned.
Yes, so you cannot apply.
Really? That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's crazy. So you have to be from these universities to apply.
interesting.
So if you are
Okay.
from these universities, very good. Just put in a very competitive application and yeah. So I'm sharing another tab. And then you have to be in genuine need of funding. Like I've said, you have to show that you're having some kind of barriers to education, either financial barriers, economic barriers, systemic barriers, any of them. You have to show a commitment to achieving a change in the African continent, particularly in the areas of public policy, major political, environmental, and social transitions. Of course, because it's a school, it's a social science, economic, political, public policy school. I mean, this is what the school does. The school is a school of like social science,
Okay.
research, and everything. So, other schools and scholarships also have like kind of programs and kind of field that they're willing to invest in the applicants for. So yeah, you have to be under the age of 35 years old, and you must have not already be holding a master's degree, because yes, they want to make sure that they are supporting people that really really need a program and not just anybody. If you have a master's degree before, then go do PhD, go for another program,
Yeah,
or
exactly. So for instance, let me try to clarify this now. So for people from Unilori or other universities that are not on the list, they can still apply for other scholarship, but not Mastercard to study at Science Pool.
yes, there are
Good.
two other scholarships. There is Emily Butmi, and then there is IFL scholarship at Sciences Po. So you can apply for those scholarships, but not Mastercard.
Are those scholarship links on this same website, or do you
No,
have to go to
it
the
is
university
on
website?
it is on the university website.
Please, can you send the correct spelling of those scholarship to me so I can share it?
Okay,
Thank
sure,
you.
I can do that.
Oh, this is good because without this, I've not heard of anything like this under Mastercard. So this is interesting.
Can you?
Oh,
Which of my screen are you still seeing?
applying for Mastercard Scholars Program.
Okay, then that's good.
You can just send it in the private chat. Let me send hi.
mm,
You should see my message now. Okay. Okay. Well, I think this one is currently open too. I'm about to discuss it on my channel. This,
I think this is how this is spelled.
yeah, it's currently open. So, guys, if you're not from UI, Uniben, Uniport, Unijust, and some other few universities from Nigeria, you are not eligible for.
I mean, Uni Lauren used to be like top 5, so I'm surprised that
Oh,
like
ah,
I mean, in Nigeria now, because if you notice, all these universities are like top universities in Nigeria: Covenant,
yeah,
Atlantic,
true.
Ibadan, University of Lagos, Uniben, Uniport, Nsukka. So even UniJoss is there. So I remember
Yeah,
when
even
I was
Uniport.
writing jam 6, 7 years.
Afuta is not there. I'm surprised too.
Yeah,
But it's
this
fine. They
university.
have their own preference. Maybe because these universities are focused on technology, maybe they are choosing with available faculties and maybe
If you say for Futa, makes sense. But Unilorin, I don't know.
you know,
Okay.
oh my god, I've never heard of this. This is why live sessions like this really matter to really help so that they don't waste their efforts and time. So
Yeah.
without this, I won't even know too. Um, so we have the list of the two other scholarships in the comment section for people who are interested. The first one is currently open, so you can check the second one. I think um, so. What advice do you have for people who are focusing on applying for just one scholarship opportunity? Do you advise they focus on one or apply for more? What's the advice for
Ah,
prospective scholars?
put your eggs in so many baskets now.
Yeah,
I mean, tẹ́lẹ̀ yóò bá jẹ, ìyí á jẹ.
exactly.
I mean,
Because
even
every
because
scholarship, they are all highly competitive. So you can't be
yes,
sitting until you get the yes.
you can't
So
just yeah, and
you can't
even I
choose.
mean, even the Nigerian admission system itself should have taught you that one option is not usually the best, because if one option is always the best, then when you're applying for jam, they won't ask you to choose first choice, second choice, third choice. I mean, you should try to apply
That's a
to
good example.
yes, you should
That's a
try
good
to apply to a few. Of course, you should. I also sometimes advise that you should not just, some people just they're just doing bets rather than
no,
putting
submit
in.
good outstanding applications for all.
Yes, put a standing application. Exactly. That's what I want to say. Instead of just
Mm.
doing anyhow application, just making sure so that you can say, oh, I apply for 30, apply for 50. It's not just the numbers. I mean, it's the quality of what you put out there. So even if it's just 5 or 6 or 3 or what that you can apply for, but you invest your time and energy and effort to put in a quality application, then please do. Please.
Any tips you've got for essay writing? Because you're already familiar with the questions as Science Po. Any tips you have for interested applicants?
For Sciences Po essay writing, so one thing I have to say though about Mastercard at Sciences Po, because for me, when I got into Mastercard, I told you I'd applied for Mastercard at Sciences Po for my undergrad. That was where I wanted to come for my undergrad, and I did not get it. And then I applied for like so many other Mastercard scholarships in other African universities. I applied to like USIU Kenya, I applied to KNUST Ghana and a few others. And then I got to KNUST Ghana. I mean, I was already a Mastercard scholar and everything. So I was like, I'm a Mastercard scholar. There's no Mastercard scholarship that will apply to that. You guys will reject me. Like, say what? I know what you guys are looking for and everything. And then my final year, I applied to Sion again and I did not get in. And then that was where I kind of like learned that for you to be applying, for instance, in the case of Senspo, you have to make sure to know how to hack your admission. Not like hack your admission, but in a way that you have to make sure to put in your application in a way that you get into Senspo. Because yes, you have to get the admission into Senspo before your application now gets to Mastercard. I don't know how to put it. It's like if you are already rejected in the admission process, like you did not get into the school. So, I mean, what the scholarship guys are not, Mastercard is not going to review your
They will
application.
not even consider the all the documents.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. You cannot get admission. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
think
you
that's the
have
same thing as Cape Town. They do the same thing. Yeah.
yes
You need to gain admission, then
before your your file or your admission file now goes to Mastercard for them to now review and now still say, okay, who is getting the scholarship and who is not getting the scholarship. So, and one good thing is one I don't it's not a good thing. One thing is that so many people don't get the scholarship because Salesforce is an Ivy League and the admission rate is very thin. Like, the admission rate is very, very thin. So you have to make sure that you get into Salesforce. And when you are preparing your application for Salesforce, look at their website. Their website is very detailed. They tell you like everything that you need to know. So first of all, you also have to check the eligibility criteria. And I must mention, Mastercard does not sponsor all programs at Sionspor. They have specific program that they sponsor because Sionspor offer 1 year master's program, 2 years master's program, and then dual degree programs. So Mastercard at Sionspor only sponsor the 2 years degree master's program. So if you are planning on applying to Sionspor to do a 1 year degree masters or a dual degree masters, then go and apply for the other two scholarships. You cannot apply to Mastercard, even if you are a graduate from the list of universities I told you about. They just do not sponsor those programs. So in order to apply to Sionspor, you also have to check their website. For instance, you have to have, for each country and each university you graduate from, there's a minimum grade requirement that you must have. I don't know so much about what it is for Nigeria because I did not graduate. I did not do my undergraduate in Nigeria. So they will have like a minimum CGPA that you must have. So check that. If you have the CGPA, then apply. If you don't have the CGPA, this one is not that one that they will say maybe they're looking um for instance 2-1, and you're like, I have a strong 2-2, I'll use faith and apply. Don't just bother, because the application goes through like two different review. The first is the eligibility review. So I think it's called admissibility review. So in the admissibility phase, they are going to review like everything. Probably if you did you submit the right things, did you attach the right attachment, did you did you have the right grade that they have and everything. If you do not meet those criteria in the first place, they'll just send you a rejection email automatically before they even go and start reviewing your essays and doing in-depth look into your application. And also for your admission, I mean, since we made it clear that it's not just your essays that they look at, although they look at your essays, but not just your essays, they look at your essays, they look at your extracurricular activities, they look at your CV, they look at the quality of your they look at the quality of your what's it called? Of your reference letters. So it is very important that you put in different effort into it. So let's just check the program. I think these are some of the programs. To be selected for the Mastercard Foundation Scholarship program, you must be first accepted into a master's program at one. Okay, yeah, it's this program. This, yeah, it should be this.
Yeah, thank you, Victoria. Yeah, that's good. And guys, if you have any question, please let us have your questions. And if you've not subscribed to the channel, please do so. It is free. It is free. I don't know why you've not. Yeah, so Futarians in the building. Futarians are not eligible for Mastercard. Or you, but you can, if you find any eligible program, you can apply for the two other scholarships. So interestingly, one of them I'm aware, one of them is currently open. I will discuss it soon on my channel. You can check it. So Aminat, yeah, Futa is not there. We've been slide.
Okay, so there are 8 graduate schools at Sionspor and around 30 master's degree program, right? So the School of Public Affairs, and yeah, I think these are their 2 years program: Masters in Public Policy or Masters in European Affairs. Then we have School of International Affairs. This is the graduate school that I'm with, and we have so many masters. All of these masters are eligible, except for this one, Masters in Advanced Global Studies, because it's a 1 year masters. And Mastercard only sponsor 2 years masters program. Apart from that, any of these other programs, and you can apply for Mastercard scholarship program if you are going to be applying for any of these programs. Masters in International Security, International Governance and Diplomacy, International Economic Policy, International Development, Human Rights and Humanitarian Action, Environmental Policy, Energy Transition, Technology and Global Affairs, Journalism and International Affairs. So yeah, you can do that. And then we have the law school. Yes, we have the law school. So if you want to do your master's in economic law, this is a French track. This is also master's in economic law, but it's a French track. So you have to make sure that you either speak fluent French, as in you have like
Just
B2.
avoid it if you are not proficient in that language. That's
You
my
have to
advice.
make
So
sure you
don't give
have
yourself headache. Oh.
headache, yes. So you have to make sure you have like C1 French proficiency level, or probably you are from French speaking countries. I mean, so people are from French speaking countries that they do, and they did their undergraduate programs in English speaking countries, so they're kind of like multilingual, like, and all. So and masters in laws and finance, masters in transition, now arbitration and dispute settlements, and this one. So this one is a 1 year masters program. This one is a 1 year masters program. So if you plan on doing any of these two programs, you cannot apply to the Mastercard Foundation program because they only sponsor 2 year masters program. And then we also have the school of like urban school. And in the urban school, you can do masters in regional and urban strategy, masters in urban governance planning and policy, masters in urban planning. So you can do any of these masters program. The School of Management and Impacts, you can do these programs. You can choose to study these programs and still apply through the Mastercard Scholars Program. So yeah, international business and sustainability, finance and strategy, sustainable governance, communications, marketing, like that, like that. There's also School of Journalism. You can do these two masters program, either masters in journalism or joint masters in journalism and international affairs. Masters in journalism, yes, I'm no. But this joint masters in journalism and international affairs, please do confirm, like do double confirmation to confirm, because I think it's going to be a dual degree program and they don't sponsor
Exactly. And maybe the second part will be in another university.
university, yes, and
Yeah.
Mastercard don't sponsor that door. But I mean, if you really want to do journalism, there's this one and there's this one. I mean, content will literally not be so much of a difference. I don't know. I've met some people who are so adamant. For instance, you hear somebody say, I want to do maybe I want to do masters in, for instance, maybe masters in what can I say? Masters in technological policy or masters in environmental science, for instance. I want to do masters in environmental science. And probably the school has maybe masters in environmental policy or something related, but the person will tell you that, oh no, because it's not environmental science, I want it should be masters
Yeah.
in environmental science. I think just go look, like for instance, click on the program, look at the content of the program, the kind of courses you'll be offering. Does this align with your
They don't even care about the content, just the name.
just
And
the
it's
name?
even funny because I've gotten so many messages from people who have graduated with maybe BSc, accounting, economics, and all. They are now finding so many opportunities and they will not attend live sessions. These are opportunities in their field now.
In their field,
But
exactly. So,
looking at the name, you won't even know. And I
no,
won't go into their DM to say, go to Paul France, go to UBC, go to Cambridge. They are until they watch the video. So I
because
wish
for
everyone
instance,
the best in
if
their
you do a
application.
masters in accounting now, and if you do a bachelor's in accounting and you say you
Yeah,
want to
and you're
do a
seeing
master's
economics, you're
in
seeing
accounting,
finance. You can go
that
for
is
the
financial
this.
strategy, exactly. Apply,
I don't know
study.
how how
Kind of
how
stuff.
far I have to go telling people that you don't need to see those words before you apply for those opportunities.
So yeah, and the person now insists and say because there's no masters in accounting, I won't apply. Okay. Oh.
Okay, oh, that's the reply now. Okay. Thank you
So
so
yeah,
much, Victoria. I really
all of
appreciate you.
this
So,
that
what do you have for to say about mentorship and acknowledging the referees? How important do you think these people are?
for
Because we don't talk about referees so much, and we need to do more. We need to do more.
for the referees, sincerely, like when it comes to getting a referee, it's the scale of accessibility is kind of like different for different people, and that depends on the kind of relationship that you have already built with your lecturers in school and all of that. One thing that is very important is that you should look out for lecturers who are willing to write quality substance about you. I know that many schools, many universities have a template, and I don't blame the lecturers. I mean, everybody is busy, everybody have like busy schedules. So there's a general template that most schools have, but you should be able to influence your lecturer or like talk to them to customize the recommendation letter for you. If the recommendation letter is just general, it's just like they'll just, there's a lot of general recommendation letter where they'll just remove the program and put your program, remove the name and put your name and submit it. It might not really help you. Let it be customized to you. And also, I advise that you should choose a lecturer who like has taught you for a course that you did in your undergraduate that is very much related to what you'll be doing at your school. I don't know if that makes sense. Let me make an example. So for me, while I was writing my recommendation letter, when I was reaching out to my lecturers, sorry, for my recommendation letter, I knew I wanted to study Masters in International Governance and Diplomacy at CNSPO. So I knew that most of my essays and my motivation would be towards um, my reason for wanting to study this program, International Governance and Diplomacy. And I mean, I'll just look at my field in general and write my motivation around that line. And of course, my bachelor's degree in political science, I have taken so many different courses, not just ones relating to like international governance. I've taken courses with like public policy. I've taken courses with like maybe um, history, like African history, African development, European history, maybe history of China, and all of these things, right? And I've also taken courses in terms of like maybe regional governance and developments and international politics and things like that. So I did not go to like lecturers who taught me like African history and development or public policy to write me my recommendation, because I know that yes, you might write good recommendation, but most of what I'm planning to specialize in and focus on for my masters is not, how do I put it? Is not that program. Probably maybe if I'm applying for masters in political science or masters in public policy, I would go and meet those lecturers, or masters in economics or masters in history. So I rather went to lecturers that taught me international politics and regional development and policies of international organizations, those kind of lecturers, to write me my recommendation. And I also had good relationship with my
I
lecturers in
think
school.
exactly. I wanted to say that, and they were
Yeah.
also accessible. I would say, so if they
Yes,
don't have a choice, they can just go to any lecturer.
yes,
I'll
I have
recommend
good
that.
relationship with my lecturers, so they are able to. And then I told my lecturers, please, when you're writing my recommendation, please can you mention that you taught me so program? Do you get it?
Even with
So
the grade, yeah, I
yeah, and
get
the
it.
grade, yes, and the
Yes,
grade,
it's
and
good.
if you could maybe mention one of the instances, maybe circumstances that made you made you know me personally as a student and made you how do you put it? That moment, maybe there was a
Yeah,
moment when I asked a question in class, and the question was like a very critical, like a very strong critique about something. Like, please mention it in my application. I don't know what they finally submitted, because they submitted it, and I mean, normally recommendation letter, you're not supposed to know what the person submitted for you, but I guess that it worked. So probably mention that you taught me so and so program, because I know that the program is going to be very. Imagine you mentioned that you taught me politics of international organizations. I mean, it's very much related to what I'm studying. And you mentioned that I graduated maybe top 1%, or if I'm the best in that class, mention that I am the best in that class, and mention how you got to know me, probably any critical critique I've made in class, how you think my thinking is in class, how I relate to the core arguments and debates in class. Please just mention all of those things in my reference letter. So by the time the lecturer mentioned all of those things, not just I have known her for 5 years, she's a good student, she's economically challenged, she's finish. No, it's too general. By the time you mention that this maybe the Victoria challenged one of my debates in class by mentioning that maybe why is Africa systemically excluded from international debates or whatever. By the time you finish mentioning the thing that I said, the arguments and how you perceive that and how it challenged you, I mean, the letter is already very customized and very, very personal to me. Do you get it? So, yeah, I think that's important. Go to make good relationship with your lecturers. If you have already burnt the bridge between you and your lecturers, just go and beg them.
I get it.
Just go and
Beg
beg them.
them. No?
And also, don't just go to any lecture. Imagine that you are
Exactly.
applying for a program and you go and go to one lecture from a borrowed course that is not related to your program. Do you get it? Is it might not really.
Yeah, it might not, but it can still, if the person does not have any choice.
Oh yeah.
Eh,
So that's
it does
that.
depend on the content. And in that instance, when you are filling in their details, make sure you are using organizational email address. It really counts. No one
Yes.
wants to see the Gmail or Yahoo Mail or Outlook.com. Anyone can have that.
It will not
But
even work
those,
when you are submitting
exactly,
for. It will
exactly.
not work when you are submitting for
So,
master.
Victoria, we have a question here.
Okay.
Uh, what documents do you think they can show as proof of income or financial need? And how
I
many
think
months should they use? That's the question. I asked, is that one of the requirements? The person said yes.
yes, for
So,
Mastercard is one of the requirements. Let me check. I think
okay, good. You are a Nigerian. Okay, good.
Mastercard mentions that on their platform.
That's good.
So I want to just try to, if as much as possible, I want to try to read verbatim what Mastercard
Okay,
is.
okay, thank you. So, okay, what program was your, I'm trying to check the question. Okay, your BSc was in digital filmmaking. You had a distinction, so you are trying to know your chance of getting this offer. Since you are Nigerian, but I think your university will not be under this list because you studied in India. So you should check the other two scholarships I shared, and also I recommend the Erasmus Mundus scholarship. You will find up to two or three programs that relate to digital filmmaking.
The person studied
So,
in India,
yeah,
mm,
she's
but
Nigerian or he Nigerian.
the
Who
person
said?
can also send an email. So for me, sometimes, no matter, even if they are like things like this, right, you can just still send an email to you directly from the school because your
Okay.
situation is not explicitly mentioned there, right? They say that you have to graduate
Mm-hmm.
from some of these universities, but then it doesn't change the fact that probably you are Nigerian and the fact that you are facing maybe some kind of barriers or challenges to education,
Okay.
right? So send them an email to Mastercard
Mm-hmm.
and explain your situation. Tell them that you want to apply to this program and this program. And if you are a scholarship recipient to study in India, that's even better. I mean, that already prove your situation that you
That's
actually,
true. That's
because
true.
you were able to go to India via scholarship. It wasn't like it's self-sponsored. So explain to them that you want to apply to Sionspo, but because you did not graduate from a Nigerian university and your university is not from that list, you want to like make an inquiry on if that situation does
Yeah.
not apply to you. So I don't think, I mean,
So try to email the
email
coordinator.
them,
Thank you,
yes,
Victoria. Yeah.
not final.
So can you see the scholarship name on the screen? That's the first one. It is currently open, and this is the second one. I'm trying to show it. That's the second one on the screen. So I think you joined late. I don't think you can check the previous comments that I've written before you join the session. So that is why you should try to join early so that you don't miss out. So I recommended this scholarship for you because we have media related opportunities. And I highly recommend Erasmus Mundus for you. That's my own scholarship. So I know so much about Erasmus Mundus. We have more than 200 programs. However, not all these 200 programs are funding for these year applications. But trust me, you have up to 4 programs that relate to digital filmmaking. Yeah, under
Yes.
Erasmus Mundus. Just check my content on non-STEM programs under Erasmus Mundus. That can guide you. After that, check the catalog yourself to see all the list of programs. You'll do well. And I'm coming up with content as soon as every opportunity get open now. So stay tuned and turn on your notification.
Okay, so I can't seem to find it. I think I'll have to be like in a very cool-headed situation to find it. But then, Master Associates, oh, it's not here. Consult minimum grade, it's not here. International credit admission. Okay, it's not here. But from what I know, if you're applying to, you have to either show, yeah, this place, yes, proof of income or lack thereof, demonstrating your financial circumstances. So you can either submit tax documents and or income statement, scholarship certificate, or any other legal documents attesting to your financial situation. You must submit at least one document with your application. Bank statement will not be acceptable. If you're currently receiving a scholarship from Mastercard Foundation or another funding body, or have received one in the past, please also attach the scholarship certificate. So, if you are a scholarship recipient before, for instance, the person who studied in India, if you studied in India via scholarship, like great, one of the easiest way to prove your financial circumstances,
Financial, exactly.
not show that you're a scholarship recipient before, whether it's merit scholarship, need-based scholarship, any kind of scholarship, even if the scholarship is not fully funded, because I know a few people who applied for, who submitted scholarship certificates that are kind of like, those scholarship that are like subsidies to your school fees. So you just like subsidize some percentage of your school
Okay,
fees.
partial scholarship.
Their partial scholarship. They submitted like partial scholarship certificates and they still got it. So it doesn't have to be like fully funded and say, oh, if it's not scholarship that funds your flights, feeding, stipend, and everything like Mastercard. For instance, for my undergrad, I didn't spend one penny or one kobo to go to school for 4 years. So it doesn't have to be like that. Even if it's a partial scholarship, you can still submit that. If it's I know of some people who also had like private scholarship. You see, there are some individuals who offer like scholarship to students. Even in Nigeria, they do. They have like some individuals who have like personal foundation and then offer like scholarships like that or sponsor people's education. They might have like in a year, privileged Nigerians can have like in a year 5 to 6 students that they are sponsoring their education and everything. You can get a letter from that person and upload. You can upload scholarship letter, or you can upload your parents salary slip. That's like their income statement. For instance, maybe how do you say this thing? How else do you explain salary slip? Salary slip is the explanation now.
It shows the income, the household income. So I think it's sufficient.
Yes,
Yeah.
salary slip. And if so if your parents is so this thing now, it's somehow, how do I put this, because some people are like their parents are doing like government job or like private jobs, but like a steady monthly salary income job. If it's a steady monthly salary income job, I think that should be easy to prove because you just have to like submit salary slip.
That's true. For traders, I don't think it will be easy.
Work. But even the thing with salary slip now right now is because I don't think in Nigeria they have that there's a way you can get like they do like salary slip with like for you, because they just send the money to your bank account, right? So the money lands in your and they don't take bank statement. But just look at these things. I don't really know so much about how these things work in Nigeria, but anywhere your parents are working, make inquiries if they can get like salary slips and all. But if both parents are like traders and they don't have like a
A steady income kind of thing.
income, so I think, and we also don't those kind of people are not like taxed, so there's no way to provide like a tax document.
So
Maybe for
I'll suggest the applicants email the coordinator to explain the
explain exactly,
because we
explain
can't
and ask
really
for
we can't really guess here
yeah.
so that we don't guess wrong.
Yes, but
So
I know that
guys,
they're saying that you should get a
mhm,
legal document attesting your financial situation, but I don't know the concept of what they mean by legal documents attesting your accommodation. For
did
instance,
you
this
attach any when you applied?
I just attached my scholarship certificate from my undergraduate.
Oh, I see. Yeah, true.
But just
Hmm.
email them and ask. I mean, they should be able to explain for to you the context. If possible, if they can give you samples, I mean, of course, samples they will have to blur out the information from the samples. I don't think they will share out other people's personal information, but just ask them, explain your situation to them, and ask them how to go about it. I think that should suffice.
Yeah. So guys, I don't think we have more questions. I think we've given a detailed presentation. We have so many information therein. So guys who joined later, you can check the video after uploading on YouTube.
I would
And
also
thank
like
you
to
so
make
much,
one thing.
Victoria, for showing
I'd like
up.
to
I really
mention
appreciate
something.
you.
Can
Let's
you
see
hear
if
me?
we have more things from Victoria before we call it a day. My own advice is apply for as many opportunities as you find interesting or related to your bachelor's degree, and make sure you are submitting quality and not focusing on the quantity. So I wish you all the best with your application. So Victoria, do we have anything from you? Before we
Yes, I want to say one more thing because I realized that you asked me a question the other time about what do I think about the essay writing for to Sionspo itself and also Mastercard. And I think I was saying something around that time and then I deviated a little. So, like I was saying, I mean, these are some of the things that Sionspo require that you look into when you're applying. Your choice of program, make sure that when you are choosing the program that you are choosing to study and your motivation for you wanting to study that program really aligns. So if you're saying that you want to study masters in international governance and diplomacy, you have to explain why this program. Do you get what you want to do after this program? Let's
that's
your
from me to do.
motivation be clear so that it doesn't look like this is what you want to you are saying you want to study, but what your motivation and your background is explaining so far is explaining something in marketing. You see, it does not really align, so they might not give you the admission in that field. And because when you apply to Sciences Po, you can only apply to one program. It's not like those admission where you can apply to two different programs and you see which department to pick you. It's just one. So you have to make sure that your motivation and your reason for applying and your future goals, what you want to do after graduation, after school, really align with the program so that they know that they are actually giving the admissions to the right people. I mean, admission is very competitive at Sciences Po, so yes, they know that they're giving the admission to the right people and people will make the best of it. Your reference is there as well. Make sure that you're applying for programs that you can do. So don't if you they have English track and French track for some program. If you cannot speak French or you're not, even though you've done some French before, if you're not fluent in French, those don't apply for French programs. Go and apply for English programs. And and when you're also writing your motivational letter for Sciences the structure is very important. So, I mean, these are like basic writing process, but just make sure that the structure is important. I mean, let there be introduction, let them be like the like introduction and opening paragraph. Let your motivations be kind of like explicitly explained in like the other like two, three, four paragraphs or so, depending on how you want to write them, and then your conclusion. I mean, just use like let your letter be structured. I mean, don't put in so many informations and in a way that the person now finish reading your application and the person's like, so what's the cocoa of this person? Like, there's a way you can read something and at the end of the day you're like, okay, what's the main information here? Do you get? So focus on one field, focus on how do I put it? Focus on one or two, not don't limit yourself, but just focus on one or two field of interest that relates to like your background, what is currently piquing your interest, what you plan to do with it and what you want to be doing in the future, and how salespo comes in, how salespo is going to be a catalyst in this journey for you, how they are going to help you realize your goals, because they take pride in having their students, their graduates all over the world in top places, in like ministries, embassies. They have their graduates as presidents, foreign ministers, and all of those things. So they want to know, don't be scared to put in all your big dreams. They want to know if they are really the right place for you, and if your dreams can really be cultivated if in the salesful environment. So yes, that's just some of the tips I have with the application. I know it's quite general. And why is it general? Because I'm not talking to a specific person. So it's not like I know a specific person now. I'm saying, okay, Auntie Kudirat, I know you. I this is your application in front of me, or I know that this is what you want to study. This is what your goals have been. So I can give like more personalized feedback. So yes, you just have to bring this to yourself, your goals, what your background is, what you studied for your undergrad, what you want to do after your master's program and everything, and just try to infuse one or two tips from what I've said into
Yeah, that's
now.
good. Thank you. Thank you, Victoria. Was there any interview? You have a question on that?
For Sionspo admission, no. So if you apply to Sionspo, you will get your application will go through like the first admissibility review, and then they'll send you an email whether you pass the admissibility review. If you pass the admissibility review, then your application will move to the next phase. If you do not pass the admissibility review, then you're out. For those who pass the admissibility review, then your application will now go through the other review of whether you be accepted or not. If you get accepted to Salesforce, then they'll just send you an email that you have been accepted, and your admission letter and every other thing will follow. And then your application will go through like the scholarships that you have applied for to kind of like review. It is now when Mastercard sends you an email that, oh, you have been you no, like, if Mastercard send you an email that they are considering your application, then they will invite you for an interview. So yes, you have an interview with Mastercard, and after your interview with Mastercard, they would decide whether to pick you or not. But so the thing here is that Mastercard can invite you for interview or may not invite you for interview. If you are invited for interview, okay, so I mean, there's one you move.
Korea Gani.
And then if after that, I mean, after the interview is not final, they can either reject or accept after the interview. And then if you're accepted, I think that's the
Yeah,
end of the
even for
journey.
UBC, even for so many of them. Another
Yeah.
question: was there any application fee? I don't think so.
There will be application fee, but when you're applying to Mastercard, I think the application fee is 150 euros. But when you're applying to Mastercard, when you go to, like I said earlier at the beginning of the call, you would go to the financial area aspect of your application at Salespo, and then you indicate that you want to apply for scholarships, and then you indicate whether you're applying for Emily Butme or Eiffel or Mastercard or all of them. You can actually decide to apply for all of them if you're eligible for all of them. So when you apply for Mastercard scholarship and you submit all the necessary things and you upload all the necessary requirements, and Mastercard cleared you that yes, everything that you have uploaded is okay, then you can successfully submit your application without the need to pay the application fee. But if you are trying to apply to the other two scholarship, that's Emily Butme and Eiffel scholarship, in the case that you are not eligible for Mastercard, then I'm sorry to break it to you. You have to pay the application fee. Only Mastercard Foundation waives the application fee away. But then, if you're eligible for Mastercard and you want to apply for the other scholarships, please apply, because I've known cases of some people who were rejected. They got admitted to Sion School quite all right. They were rejected to Sion School admission, but then they got the other scholarships, and that's how they were able to come. So don't say because you're eligible for Mastercard, this is an example of not putting your egg in one basket. If you're eligible for all three scholarships, just apply for all three of them, and yeah. And applying for
So they
Mastercard,
have to pay for the application fee differently, like
if you are
under.
not eligible for Mastercard, if you are eligible for Mastercard and you apply to the Mastercard, the admission fee application fee will automatically be waived. It is only in the case where you are not admissible
Eligible for, I get it.
for Mastercard, and you're applying to the other two only. Maybe you're applying to only Enemy with Me or only Anyone, or does the two of them, then you would have to pay the application fee.
That's good. So many information in one piece. Thank you so much, Victoria. I think that's the final advice. I don't have any more information. And I really appreciate you, Victoria, for showing up. I know you're very busy. This
Thank you.
first semester is always very busy. I appreciate you so much. And I know more about MasterCard now. So thank you so much, guys. We've
And thank
had
you so much for having me as
live
well.
session on Oxford, Berkeley, Cambridge, UBC, Cape Town, Victoria, UBC, many of them, Mastercard. If you want Mastercard, we have maybe up to 10 now already on the channel. So I wish you the best with the application. So we have come to the end of the meeting for this morning. If you joined late, please you can check the video again. It should be on the channel in a few minutes. So have a good day, Victoria. I really appreciate you.
Thank you
And
so
all the
much. And
best
I
in
wish,
science poll. Thank you so much.
thank you so much. And I'm wishing everybody, every applicant, the best in their application. Can't wait to see you in Salesforce next year. Bye.
That's a good one. All right, bye.